Dear followers and friends, this is Tim. Merry Christmas. I'm going to talk about flight simulation. What it is, why do we need that, and how you can afford to do that at home. Let's begin with a brief history of flight simulators. The very first flight simulator was merely a piece of structure where you sit inside and your instructors moves it manually. Well, of course, later on we have machines to do the heavy work, and that's for spatial orientation. As aircraft get more sophisticated, we need to memorize and practice the use of buttons, switches, levers, and everything inside the cockpit. So we have procedures trainer. A procedures trainer may be as simple as several form boards making up the layout of a cockpit. With no moving parts, you get no feedback for your input. So you can tell if you are doing the right thing, except from your instructors. So we want to simulate the instruments as well. As computer technology advances, we can do just that. And even with test flight data, we can simulate aerodynamics. But that's just instruments. What if I want to confirm if I am on the right path before touching down? I want to confirm if that's the right runway. So we need a visual system. So we have visual system. And we even have surround sound now. With surround sound, you can listen to the engines. You can monitor the engines by listening, in addition to looking at the readings on the whatever screens that display engine performance. So, what's missing? We still lack one sense, and that's the sense of motion. So finally, we have full motion flight simulators. Is that finally? Maybe not. You see, virtual reality, or VR, is getting more popular nowadays. People are talking about that, and that may be the future of flight simulation. Until then, let's move on to why we need flight simulation. It's all about safety. Safety and safety. We've mentioned the spatial orientation and procedures training. What about multi-crew training? You see, there are at least 2 pilots in the cockpit. In the cockpit, with more than 1 pilot, how do they work? How do they fly as a team? Practice. So, flight simulation provides a very good environment for them to practice. What about designing new aircrafts, designing new wings, new fuselage? Flight simulation allows research and development of new aircrafts, or refine the design of old aircrafts. So here are just some examples of why we need flight simulation. It's not exhaustive. So can you do that at home? Can you design and experiment with your invention? Yes. X-Plane 11.10 comes with its PlaneMaker. In PlaneMaker, you can build your own aircraft, own airfoil. You can do experiment there. You can build your aircrafts and then fly in X-Plane to test the aerodynamics performance, even without real test flight data. Fantastic. So powerful. Is it demanding? Not quite. It only requires an Intel Core i3 or higher processor, 8 GB of RAM or more, a dedicated GPU. Yes, dedicated, not Intel integrated GPU. And then I don't recommend you to fly with mouse and keyboard, so you better get a yoke and rudder system. If you can't afford yoke and rudder, then at least get a stick with twist input. The twist input functions as the rudder control. Very important. Pitch, roll, yaw. Yeah. If you only have one screen, you would like to configure the field of view. The default for X-plane is 60 degrees, and I set it at 90 degrees so I can see wider without moving my view. Even that, I can no longer fly without track IR. I can simply move my head to look around, because track IR tracks my head movement and change the view in the simulator software accordingly. I don't need to touch any button to change view. I just need to turn my head. And as I turn my head, the surround sound also updates my position. So you can really monitor engine performance by listening. Yes. And it doesn't require expensive headset. You can use your headphones that comes with your smartphone. So let's keep this video short. Here is the main menu of X-plane. Enjoy! And again, Merry Christmas! Thanks for watching.